Give them a reason to come back. Hey, I have new material. Guess what's new? Such as what we're doing right now. This presentation, when we're done, we can upload it to YouTube and see how many people want to come and check it out. We can send out an email and send folks to it to review it and stuff like that. Next. Video commenting. Another thing that's really easy to do, just like anything else. Next, please. When you leave a comment, it doesn't have to be, extensive. Can be just a hi, how you doing? Thanks for posting. I really enjoyed the video. Something simple. It doesn't really have to be, long and lengthy by any means. You can see the 8th. What's today's date? The 11th? Is that right? So in 3 days, almost 250,000 people have watched this video. Once again, it is Disney, but still, in 3 days, that's a lot of exposure. There's 2 million views to YouTube every single day. 2 billion? Yeah. And that's a lot. All right, another thing that we can do here is actually they allow us, every video that we upload, we can put our homepage link. Okay, so if any kind of material that we throw up on YouTube, we also get a link that can go along with it. Every single video gets a different link. So if I have 10 or 12 different videos that I've created and I put them up online, that's 10 or 12 different pages that I can actually have listed on YouTube. Very important. A lot of SEO stuff there. Let's see. Also gives you the opportunity to like it. You can embed it. If you actually like this video, you can click embed and you can put this on your personal YouTube channel if you choose to. Also, something that's very, very important is in 3 days, almost 500 comments. That's quite a bit. Very important. Also, share. There's a lot of sharing going on online. Yes, ma'am.
I've had lots of questions all through.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
What does embed mean again?
Oh, embed. If you want to embed it into your website, say you have a blog and you want to talk about the video that was presented, if you click this button, it'll present you with a code, and you can copy the code and go back to your website or your blog or whatever it may be, and you can paste it in there and then post it, and then the video is now on your website. So you can embed it. It's kind of like sharing. Next. Photo sharing. Before I get to this, is there any other questions? Anybody? Everybody's good? Okay, good. Photo sharing. Next. Photobucket, Flickr, and Picasa. Very dominant places on the net as far as photography goes. Next, please. Now, what's important from a business aspect is if you think about all the imagery that you have on your websites or all the images, it doesn't even have to be business. It can be personal. Think about all the images that you have digitally sitting at home. Each one of those images is a potential keyword that you can use for your business. Okay, like if you're in a lawn maintenance business, each one of these pictures can be tagged something different. A lot of people, if you download images from a camera to a computer, it's going to spit out like dates, a string of numbers, and a string of letters that don't really mean anything. You can delete that and rename it. And when you rename it, make it something about your business. Like if this were us, it'd be Naples Web Design, Fort Myers Web Design, Bonita Web Design, and so on. Each one of these pictures should be tagged something different. It should be relevant to your business. And every image you have on your website can be tagged this way and can be shared this way. Next, please. Okay, Flickr. You can create groups. You can find like-minded individuals. You can network. You can share photos, all of which still gets you increased exposure for your brand, your product, and your service. You can create your own groups if you can't find one, which there's hundreds of thousands of groups that are already created. I'm sure you can find some like-minded individuals. But if you choose to go your own way, you can, in fact, create your own group. Next, please. Presentation sharing. Next, please. Like what I did today. Slide share, slide 6, slide boom. Next. After this presentation is done, the video will be cut up, edited, and uploaded to YouTube just the same. This PowerPoint can be cut up, edited, and I can put it online and share it over a plethora of different places that I can put PowerPoint slides. Once again, increased exposure, SEO value, brand awareness, and all that good stuff that goes with it. Let's see, and it doesn't have to be, you can make PowerPoints out of anything. If you have a collective group of pictures, you can just as easy, you can add some titles and a little bit of text to it, and then all of a sudden you got a PowerPoint presentation, and you can share it all over the web. It doesn't always have to be business. Once again, it can be fun, and it is. It's supposed to be, like this guy's mustache, okay? Let's see, feel afraid and defensive. You shouldn't, it's fun. It's supposed to be fun. That's what social media is all about, is sharing and having a good time. Next. So how can we measure the ROI from social media? It's kind of tough to do. It gets a little extensive, but if we really think about the different ways we can equate it, we can figure it out. Let's see, next. Let's see, key performance indicators. What would those be? Number one? Number of hours spent, okay? How much would you end up spending on an annual basis on a Yellow Pages ad? Okay, you can take that nomination and then figure out how many man hours you would need in order to fill that void, or actually how much money you would be saving by instead of going to Yellow Pages doing social media. Okay, next. So, number of published posts. How many posts are you going to put out within a week or within a month, within 6 months or a year, stuff like that. These are the things that you can actually measure your efforts upon. Next, please. Number of views to post or video. How much traffic has your website got since you published a new post or published a new video or something like that? Had a little news blurb or something like that. You want to check always track your visitors. Next. Let's see, increase the subscriber base. You know, how many likes you get, you know, how many more followers do you have, how many more friends do you have on Facebook, stuff of that nature. If you actually have mailing lists, like we were talking about Constant Contact earlier, if you have an influx of subscribers in that manner. Next. Number of mentions by action. Now, this goes back to the activity and staying relevant on the web. This is something that is in Google's analytics, is how often you are measured by mention. You know, how many people actually talk about your brand. Once again, how often do you update? You know, how relevant are you with current events in your particular field or industry? Next. Number of actions taken by end users. Once again, your likes, you know, how many people have actually forwarded your message or retweeted your message, you know, or actually just emailed it to a friend or something of that nature. Next. Increase in unique traffic to home site. You will notice a definite increase in site traffic and unique visitors. You know, it might not all be from the United States. You know, maybe somebody's publishing your stuff for you again, and it could be going to a third party. You start to get a lot of traffic from, say, the UK, which is very dominant on the internet. So don't let it freak you out. It's just people are sharing your stuff, and they are actually helping you spread your brand. Next. Inbound links shared across the web by users. Once again, if you forward a message or you actually share a post or something of that nature, if you have anchor text within your post, as we have looked over before, you'll notice that your links will end up being shared. You know, and you can find, you know, how many backlinks you have. Say if it's a brand new website, you have none, and then say 3-4 months down the road, if you've been actually active within your social media efforts, and you find that you're increasing your site's rankings. Here, go ahead, next slide. Which comes in next. That you'll have a lot more backlinks and you'll start to create more of an authoritative overview for your particular field. Next. I think that's it. Yeah, always remember to share. It's very, very important. That's why a lot of people are actually taking part in social media and actually engaging other people, is because they want to share their information. If you have a valuable service and or product, you know, there's no reason for you not to want to have to share it. You know, of course, the end result for businesses is to make money, but even still, to build relationships and nurture those leads, and actually want to be first and foremost in a person's mind when they're looking for that product and or service. So yeah, share the things you do. There's no reason to keep them all bottled up. If you have a product that's worthwhile, please by all means share it. Next. I'm pretty sure that's it. Yeah, once again, just if you see these icons, utilize them. They're there. They're free to use. Takes 0.2 seconds, and you can get a lot of exposure that way. Next. Anything I can go over?
Questions for Chris?
As I'm sweating. Yes?
The small business discussion forums, how do you get into that?
Basically, I found that one, I think I just looked for a small business forum, and just particular query. Yep, absolutely. And there'll be a plethora of them. I think for that particular term, there was well over 100,000 different forums having to do with small businesses. Whatever industry you're in, if you just put that particular keyword, followed by forum, and you'll find a bunch of them. Yep.
Now, it seems to me, because I'm just sort of, you know, I'm still very much a novice, but I realize the importance of doing all this. It seems like this could take your entire day. And the more you do it, the bigger it becomes.
Right.
And so I have a fear that that's going to take over my life.
Right. It is very, very time consuming, especially right when you get started. What takes more time than anything is actually filling out the forms and creating the accounts. Once you have the accounts created, everything else becomes second nature. You get used to doing it. Like if I write a post, I can share it across Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn in a matter of like 2 seconds, and it's just the click of a button. What really takes time is creating the accounts, and once the accounts are created, everything can be integrated to what would be your news site or your blog or whatever you want to name it, and then it literally is a click of a button. Yes, ma'am.
And you can Twitter from your phone. You don't have to do it at your computer.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. Mobile applications are very, very important these days. There's more people engaging each other on Facebook through mobile devices than there are people sitting in front of a computer actually talking to people on Facebook. Very important. Yes, sir.
As you know, Chris, I have the dry cleaners right down here.
Yes, sir.
We're neighbors, and I'm a pain in the ass to them because I've been that customer forever.
Keeps me on my toes.
So, and I always love to say this is one place where they can't say I'm sorry he's on the other line because I just walked down 4 feet. I don't know the line. For the small business people here, I got started in social media about 1.5 years ago, very, very aggressively. I think it's something you really need to understand if you're going to do it the way Chris is saying. And to answer that young lady's question, Carol, this really takes a lot of time. I mean, if you're going to do it, you better prepare yourself to commit 2 to 3 hours a day on social media. If you're going to do the LinkedIn and the tweeters, and the most important thing I got out of in verification, Chris, is the fact to share.
Yeah.
See, you're going to go in the morning, and it's different if you're going to blog, it's different if you're going to tweet, it's different if you're going to LinkedIn. LinkedIn's got 100 professional groups. What takes the real time is making the comments and the sharing and saying, oh, nice job, we really like this. You just get buried. And as a small business owner, the easiest thing in the world to do is stay at that damn computer all day, and then you want to neglecting the other aspects of your business. So you really, really have to get a discipline. And set up a specific time of the day that you do it and try to live with that. If you got 1.5 hours committed, then end it and do it the next day, because this is way bigger than any of us ever expected.
Yeah.
And every day it just changes. Every day there's more and more involvement.
Tim, you've been doing this now 1.5 years. Where do you feel you've gotten the most bang for the buck?
Wow. Well, the other thing you started on very early on, that the hardest part about social media to me is the fact that it's very, very difficult to analyze the return on investment. It really is hard. Chris said a good point. Social media doesn't allow you to go in and go for the jugular and do the hard sell. So it's more of a branding type of thing. Facebook certainly is a start. LinkedIn, I get more out of LinkedIn than I do any other of all of them.
Yep.
But blogging has become extremely important, and you get an immense number of followers in the blog. But the little icons that you click there, I mean, I've clicked into everything. If you, like on my business card, I've got like 8 of those things. So if I'm blogging, you can go right to my blog. I mean, you go to my LinkedIn. I work LinkedIn more than I work anything. Facebook, to me, Facebook is just a vehicle because you have to get started there. I don't use Facebook. To me, Facebook is social. I don't use Facebook at all for business.
Yeah, LinkedIn is a lot more professional, and within LinkedIn you can create groups for like-minded individuals as well. Pertaining to your niche.
The groups, because LinkedIn's got so many amazing groups in it. I mean, for marketing and for this and this and this. And you start going in and reading all these articles every day. And every day there's more and more of them. You can sit for 5 or 6 hours a day learning about, oh, this is how you market this is how you do this. Holy crap. And I'm looking, it's 3 o'clock and I've not done one constructive thing for their business right now, except for social media. So it's a discipline, and I hope I'm not.
No, not at all. No, it's a valid point, and I'm glad you brought it up. You do actually, baby steps, one network at a time. Don't try and join, 10, 15, 20 different networks and try and do it all at once. Join one network like LinkedIn, get to know it, network a little bit, and then once you're comfortable with that, move on to another one, and then so on and so forth. Eventually it will become second nature. Of course, I do it all day long, so I would say that, but yeah.
He comes over to my store, he just takes over. He goes damn fast, I don't have the foggiest idea. Next thing I know, I'm on 4 more groups. A minute and a half later, he's gone. I give up way before he ever comes in the door.
Anybody else? Anything? Feedback, questions, comments, concerns? Thank you very much for your time, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate it.
Appreciate it.